one of the other biggest things that people have issues with is they don't have systems in place. And we are super guilty of this. And we noticed that with our Amazon business. As we started to grow, we started to run into all these issues. And as we started to hire on staff and bring more people on, we didn't just have this thing to like hand to somebody and say, hey, go get this done. So that's something that we're really focusing really, really big on right now, on the Amazon business, and especially on our software as a service businesses. We want all those systems tied into place and to be working really well. If you don't know what systems are, they're pretty much kind of what Danny just posted. It's like a checklist. It's where you could just hand something. Generally these days it's digital. Whether it's a Google Doc or Trello or whatever it is you're using. Airtable is one of our favorites. Use something like that where you can literally send a link to a VA or whoever, a new employee, if somebody in your office or whoever's doing it. And they can literally go, step 1, check this, step 2, check this, step 2, check this, step 4 or 3, do this with this, and, details or whatever. So it's a step-by-step that you can hand to somebody who has, very little training, that's able to pass that to somebody else. And then they're able to pick up the reins and kind of run with it. And the benefits, of course, are, increased productivity, able to grow the business, able to scale the business. And then what a lot of people don't realize is when you go to sell the business, if that's your end goal, if you have systems in place, your business is worth like twice as much sometimes, because the new owner is going to be so excited that like they can literally just pick up where you left off, and you're not an essential part of the business. You're just the person who built it and got the systems in place and, made sure the gears were turning.
Absolutely. I have a challenge for anyone watching this here. This week, as you're just going throughout your regular Amazon things that you normally do, as you do each task, take a screen capture video of it. Go to Loom, I think it's loom.com or something like that. It's a free screen recorder, and just record yourself doing it and do some talking to get some context as you're doing it. And then to save that video in a document somewhere, just title it whatever the name this is, like processing refunds or whatever.
Right.
And over the course of an entire week, you will have already built yourself up a pretty good knowledge base from there. And then if you want to flesh it out, then whoever you're going to be assigning that to, get them to actually build out that standard operating procedure themselves, because they're the one doing it. They're the one who can write it in a way that makes sense to them. And as far as tools for that, I've used a lot of different tools for creating knowledge bases. I don't like Google Docs because you can't really search within the documents. I really love one called Notion, which is very similar to Evernote. I use it also in the same way as Evernote if you're just keeping notes and stuff like that. But really, really powerful tool for creating standard operating procedures, shared documents within a team, and just making all of that completely searchable. And it's totally free to start out too. If it's just yourself, it's like, I think it's $8 a user on top of that or something like that, but absolutely worth investing in creating standard operating procedures. And Notion is definitely my favorite for that.
Cool. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. We've tried, like I said, we've tried a ton too, and we ended up, we're kind of gravitating towards Airtable. There's so many different tools out there, and I feel like there's new ones all the time. So it's hard because once you get kind of entrenched in one, you start building into it, then they kind of got you locked in. So Airtable is free as well. It's kind of like Trello where you can get like upgrades if you like upgrade, but the basic plan seems to work perfectly well for everything we need to do. So check that out.